Alright, first boss Artorius, which is probably the hardest one as well. To cheese this one, we're going to use an item called the Moist Towelette. This is an item you get from a quest in Eastern Plaguelands. I'll put up a link where you can get that. It's a really easy quest, you just get it done. So the whole mechanic of the fight is that it's going to put a curse on you. But with the Moist Towelette, you're supposed to avoid this curse, but with the Moist Towelette, we can just use it to get rid of the curse. And it really just trivializes the fight. So when you find Artorius, you just speak to him and start to pull. It's pretty nice to put down a trap for some just easier initial damage. So yeah, make sure to dismiss the pet. It was stupid by me having it up here. So there is. Start off with a big damaging ability like aim shot. And make sure to always have Serpent Sting up. That's the gimmick of this fight. He's weak to Serpent Sting. It does a lot of damage on him. So you also want to make sure you don't reset the boss. So to make sure to do this, you want to stay in a range where you can always hit your Serpent Sting. If you ever see your Serpent Sting range going red, that means you've gone too far and you might likely reset the boss. And obviously, the whole gimmick is that you don't want to be too close either, but with the Moist Towelette, this doesn't really matter. As you can see, I'm getting hit here. I use the Moist Towelette and I'm fine. So this really makes the fight stupidly easy. And as you can see, I'm not supposed to get hit by the curse, but it doesn't matter. I can just use the towelette to get rid of it. And then you just keep kiting him up the road. Make sure to avoid any mobs. And yeah, if you get hit again, just use the towelette. And make sure to always stay in a range and use rank 1 arcane shots to not reset him. Alright, time for Simone. With this boss, you want to make sure you find her when she's close to the hive. Because there's a ledge in this hive we're going to abuse to cheese the fight. So the whole mechanic around this fight is that you have to use Viper Sting on Simone. And yeah. So to initiate the pull, I put down a freezing trap, because I want to trap the dog while I kite Simone to the hive. So here you see me putting down a freezing trap, and how to do this 100% is just slow Simone and the dog will go into the trap, which you're going to see me do here. Right, there's the dog, he goes into the trap. Make sure to keep Viper Sting up on Simone, and then you just run to the hive as fast as possible. Simone is kind of slow, so you can do some damage and some Viper Stings on the way. Make sure to avoid any bugs. And yeah, she's not gonna reset or anything. Not that I've noticed at least. So you just keep running and keep the Viper Sting up. You can see us coming up on the hive shortly. Yep, so here's the hive. Try to see as I'm using every Viper Sting I can get. So over here, here's a ledge, and we're gonna abuse this ledge to reset her pathing. You'll see what I mean. So by jumping over this ledge over here, she's gonna start pathing around. And at this time, you just deal damage, keep Viper Sting up, and when she comes close, you just jump back. You can totally pretty much ignore the dog. He's gonna come eventually. Just keep burning Simone down. And yeah, it's a pretty easy fight. The most hard part is just finding her in the right spot. But you can drag her pretty far, but it's easier if she's closer. Alright, time for Solenar. To start this boss, you want to make sure that you have Solenar in this position at the corner. You initially want to put down a freezing trap to get rid of his enrage. Sometimes he has it, sometimes not, kind of depends on the pull. To cheese this boss, we're gonna abuse another environment here, which is also on ledge, like the previous boss. What you're gonna see me in this fight do is that I'm gonna mess it up a little bit. and panic for a little bit, but it's easily recoverable, this cheese. So what you want to do is run up this ledge over here, keep up, do some damage on him. When he gets close, you can do a scatter shot to just gain some distance. Supposedly, this is the position you're supposed to cheese him in. For me, it kind of bugs out and doesn't work. So I just jump up again and I kind of see where he goes. He goes around and I use this ledge instead. It's not the same distance and I get hit once, but it's fine. You can just use this as well. And then will just keep pathing like this for the rest of time. So this is where you used to guess him. So there are two more things to keep track of. He spawns these little bugs. Make sure you kill them. If they get close to you, they do damage. Try volley or multi-shotting. And the last thing is there are some bugs around this location. So before you initiate the pull with Solenar, make sure that the area is clean and that you have cleared all the bugs in this location. And other than that, you just keep on doing this and he will die eventually. Alright, time to do the last boss, Klinfran. He's probably the easiest boss of them all. As you can see here, we have another case where somebody's already pulled him, but I'm gonna pull him shortly. You want to start off by putting down a freezing trap, just to get some time. To cheese this one, we're gonna abuse another environmental thing. So there's a tree in this area, which we're gonna use to jump up and down the route to pretty much reset his pathing every time. The whole gimmick of the fight is that if you don't keep Scorpiousing up, he does a lot of damage. So even though you abuse the environment to make him never touch you, make sure to keep the Scorpioning up, because sometimes he kind of bugs out a bit, and it's gonna hit you anyways. And if you take 2 hits from this guy, he's gonna kill you. So don't be greedy, keep the Scorpioning up, jump up and down the tree. If he ever gets too close to you and you panic, use the scatter shot and try to jump up the tree again. And yeah, it's all about just not being greedy and take your time.